This is Human Warnings. This will be a ramble, and if you don't like the deep end, then go back to the shallow end. Winter is coming. Some Game of Thrones afterthoughts. I was talking to a friend of mine who is heckling me about how Game of Thrones always sucked, because I told him how it finally failed. And he said he watched the first 3 seasons. He really tried sincerely to get into it, but he said it's total shit. And he's heckling me because I told him how it failed in the last season. He said it's just smut and drama. It's like a soap opera and it's all bullshit. He's like, what the hell is the story? And I tried to explain it to him. I've tried to stick up for it. I tried to tell him that it's like Shakespearean. It's really good writing. But finally, I was just like, you know what? I don't have a vested interest in Game of Thrones, really. I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun, but I don't really need it to be good. I don't really care too much about it, even though I've watched it like 5 times. I don't think it's... I mean, yeah, it's the greatest show in a way, but in a way, it's also like whatever. It's not... I don't think it's like the best type of writing. I think Breaking Bad was the best type of writing. So then we moved on to other subjects, and I said to him offhand, I go, if you want to hang out, we both live in Toronto, and I go, if you want to hang out, now's the time to do it. I know you got kids and a wife and all that, but it's summer, and this is the best time for me to come over to your place if we're going to hang out. And I go, because, winter's coming soon, in Toronto. And then he goes, yeah, it's funny how in Toronto it actually means something when winter's coming, as opposed to Game of Thrones, where nothing happens. And I was like, touche, good for you. Well said, you're right, I'm not going to argue with you. We spent 8 years being told that winter was coming. It came for like a millisecond. Yeah, I mean, how could the writers have forgotten that the Night King and winter was a lot more important than Cersei Lannister? And I think that had you could actually swap episode 3 with episode 6, and it would make the whole show go up out of 10. If it was a 4 out of 10, it would be a 5 out of 10. The Night King should have been the climax. It should. As soon as I saw him get killed at the end of episode, was it 3 or 4? It was 3, I think. It was just like, okay, the whole show's done. It's over now. It was that firm. It was that concrete when they did that. Arya falling out of the sky to kill the Night King? How the hell did she get there? There's no way. And you know what? Okay, so swap episode 3 with episode 6, so the Night King dies in the last episode, and swap Arya with Jon Snow. Have fucking Jon fall out of the sky and kill the Night King. All of the story arcs were abandoned. Jon Snow's story arc, abandoned. Arya's little hit list, abandoned. I've been thinking a lot about how a story is similar to a joke or a magic trick, where you have a setup and a payoff. Now, the more I think about it, the more I think that it's not the most apt analogy, because a story doesn't have to have a big payoff, but a joke and a magic trick really do. However, you have to have something. But Game of Thrones gave us nothing. It was just like, okay, so Bran doesn't matter, Jon doesn't matter, the Night King didn't matter, nothing mattered, and Daenerys, everything she went through, that didn't matter. So blah, right? That's like it's episode 8, season 8, blah. Yeah, who cares? Whatever. Let's just wrap this shit up. Oh, and the way that some of the actors have said that it's disrespectful to the actors when the fans are angry at season 8, it's disrespectful to the people that worked on the show. So the fans aren't allowed to be angry at the show. Well, the real disrespect is the writers who disrespected the actors. I mean, you should be mad at them because they gave you shit. They led you. They promised you we're going somewhere with this, and then they said, hey, you all die, you guys suck, you're all losers. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we can all agree that it's not the fans' fault that season 8 sucked. It's not the actors' fault or the sound effects technicians. It's the writers' fault. It's the people who created the show. It's their fault. Blame where blame is due. It's like denial. It's like when a fat person doesn't think they're fat, or a bald person doesn't think they're bald, and everybody just says, "Oh yeah, you're not bald. You look really nice in that dress." The actors were thinking, they wanted to think that season 8 was good, and they were in denial. They were hoping that it's actually really good. I'm not really bald. I'm not really fat. But they're starting to realize that, yeah, it really sucked. Anyways, that's all. I got to, it's going to be September soon, so I got to, put my air conditioner back in because it's going to get cold because summer's almost over. And, I got to get ready because winter's coming. If you like gays, click like. If you like blacks, comment. If you like women, click notification bell. If you like gay women, subscribe. And if you like gay black women, Patreon, Human Warnings, give me